Hi everybody, I'm Greg Fishel and welcome to bonus weather video number 1 for this week. And we're going to be talking about the difference between defining seasons astronomically as opposed to defining them from a climatological standpoint or an observed temperature pattern. And there are some really interesting things that come out of all of that, and so we're going to explore some of those today. So the astronomical seasons are defined by the position of the sun with respect to the Earth. And so winter begins on or about December 21st when the sun is as far south as it goes, 23.45 degrees latitude south, and that's when it's summer in the southern hemisphere. Now, spring begins on or about March 21st when the sun is directly overhead at the equator. We call that the vernal equinox. Summer begins on or about June 21st when the sun is directly overhead at 23.45 north, and so that's as far north as it gets. And then finally, fall begins on or about September 21st, and that's when the sun is again directly overhead at the equator. Now, there are 365 days in a year. Breaking news, right? At 366 every 4, but for simplistic purposes, let's just assume they're all 365. And if we divide that into 4 equal parts, we get 91.25 days. Well, it's tough to deal with temperature patterns for a quarter of a day, so I'm simply going to make the assumption that each season is 91 days long, and I'm going to call the warmest 91 days summer and the coldest 91 days winter. And this is all based on the 30-year average or normal, which runs from 1991 to 2020, okay? And this is what you get. The winter season, the coldest 91 days, runs from November 30th to February 28th. So it's about 3 weeks earlier than the astronomical definition of winter. And then summer runs from June 9th to September 7th. But that's still, more than a week difference than the astronomical definition. In fact, it's almost 2 weeks. And then if you define spring and fall as the periods of time between that, this is really interesting, that spring turns out to be 17 days longer than the fall, running from March 1st to June 8th, and the fall running from September 8th to November 29th. So, obviously, it's going to be tough to remember dates like that, and so what the folks at the climatic data center say is, okay, here's the bottom line. If we define it simply as a 3-month period each season, it's going to be closer to what the temperature record tells us than it is as to what the astronomical definition tells us. So climatological winter is defined as December 1st to February 28th or 29th in leap years. Climatological spring, March 1st to May 31st. Climatological summer, June 1st to August 31st. And climatological fall from September 1st to November 30th. And a few conclusions, or a couple. I just posed the question to you. Does it make more sense to define the seasons by observed temperature patterns as opposed to the position of the sun? I sort of think it does, but everybody is welcome to their opinion. And I don't think the astronomical definition of the seasons is going to go away anytime soon. And then the big surprise to me, as I already mentioned, was that by defining spring and fall as the days between the seasons of winter and summer, we find that spring is 17 days longer than the fall. And I didn't know that. Now, it would be interesting to go back and look at previous normal periods. Like, it's always the 30-year average, by the way, and it's updated every 10 years. So the period before what we're using now was 1981 to 2010. Before that, it was 1971 to 2000. Before that, it was 1961 to 1990. And the normals have increased as we've gone on through time. Not drastically, but there's been a steady increase. And so it'd be interesting to see, look back at those other normal periods and see if we see this same displacement in terms of the fall or the spring season being longer than the fall season or vice versa. All right, that's it for today. That's bonus weather video number 1. Video number 2, bonus weather video number 2, will be coming up on Friday, and I will be traveling on Friday. In fact, when I tape that, I will probably be in Altoona, Pennsylvania, on my way up to see the Penn State game on Saturday. So I don't know exactly what I'll do. It may just be a very simple phone recording about something that's interesting and doesn't require a lot of complicated graphics. So we'll see. All right. You have a wonderful Tuesday, and we will talk to you soon. Another daily weather update coming up later today, probably hopefully by 5. Okay. We'll see you.